If you're booking your trip right now, joining unguided tours, thinking it's the only way to visit Japan, well, please stop. Something big is going to happen in October. Hi, Jeff Tinagan here. I help people be informed of the travel updates to Japan from a person residing in the land of sushi. I'll make this video as quick as possible, so please watch till the end. Deputy Chief Cabinet Secretary Seiji Kihara said in a television appearance that the government is reviewing its border control policy of keeping daily entries below 50,000 and will remove it in the not-so-distant future. Apparently, in a lot of news companies, the not-so-distant future is in October. Yes, you're right. The visa exemption of some countries will also come into play, so please stay tuned. I'll go with the why first. Now, why are they doing this right now? Well, we have a weekend and the GDP. Well, basically, this is not really looking good for Japan. The pressure is on Prime Minister Kishida right now. I'm not an economist, but allowing tourists to Japan would be beneficial because tourists will be willing to enter the country because of weaker yen. Now, weaker yen meaning more value of travel. Now, more value of travel, more happy tourists would mean better international relations. Yes, it will not help increase the yen directly, but it would one way or another help the GDP of Japan. Now, JR East official even called out the government for not opening Japan to tourists.
Hey, Japan, Kishida and friends, open the borders fully. We need tourists. We aren't making any sales from our JR passes.
Recently, the yen has fallen to a new 24-year low against the dollar, as the value of other currencies such as the dollar and the euro rises against the Japanese yen. A weaker yen increases the purchasing power of international visitors to Japan. Now, usually the rate is just 110 yen for a dollar, but this time it's 142 yen for a dollar. In the 1980s, it was up to 266 yen and it was down to 76 yen in year 2011. Well, let's just take 1,000 USD in Japan now. If you compared last year, 142,957 yen today versus 110,000 now is already big. This is 32,000 yen. That is already my 1 month grocery and food allowance. Guys, you can save big here. See, if I were you, buy yen right now. This could save you a lot for your stay here. Now let me answer how. Now in the not so distant future, they will remove the entry cap. They are announcing it in October, but of course, but do we have a country that is doing the entry cap these days anyway? The entry cap are just numbers. What is a 50k cap of travelers entering Japan if not even 10% of the 50k cap is the number of inbound tourists coming here, right? Well, the most difficult hurdle here would be the visa, where even though they would scrap off the entry cap, guided tours with chaperones, the tourists aren't buying it, right? Well, this brings me to the next point. They will be doing it with the removing of visa. And what I mean about the visa would be the Visa-Exempt countries. They would bring it back. They would reinstate this visa exemption of some 68 countries and regions. Previously, before the pandemic hit, there were 68 countries and regions. Exemption of visa for short-term stay are more from the European region. It would take time if I'll show each country, so I will just link them down below. That actually answers the who. Now, unfortunately, there are countries that are not included in the list, and so you would have a different route, and this would take time, but that's fine. Japan is still a... Now, let me also note that Canada, America, and Taiwan have an upper hand right now, even without the visa exemption because of the e-visa. But then again, just wait for the full reopening and don't rush things. Before I state my last point, if you're getting value from the videos I make about the travel updates to Japan, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. I actually also make videos about teaching, living, and eating in Japan. And so, here's my last point. Now, let's have the when. Full reopening is faster than I thought. My guess on my previous video is last week of October. But anytime soon, Kishida-san will make an official pronouncement on visa-free tourism and removal of the daily cap. My safe guess would be from the 1st to 3rd of October. The visa-exempt countries will be reinstated. Now this is the perfect time to enjoy autumn in Japan or do the momijigari. Oh, there you have it, guys. We are almost at the finish line in this fight for full reopening of borders. So please, don't give up on Japan. Yes, there are other nice countries and alternatives, but you know, Japan is Japan. There are still things in Japan that aren't found in other countries. A foreigner myself will be waiting for you here in Japan, and so please stay tuned for more videos and tips and tricks as a tourist in Japan, Japanese food, and traveling within Japan in the future. So I'll see you in the next video. Mata ne. I hope it would focus. Is it? It's Tanjiro, by the way.